Colorado defeats Hampton by 42, led by as many as 46 to improve to 10-1. This is our post-game wrap-up presented by the Blake Street Tavern. Ryan, in the post-game press conference, Tad Boyle said the only thing he wasn't happy about in this game was boxing out on free throws. If that's your biggest issue in a game, that was a pretty good night.
Yeah, it was funny. He said, I'll never be 100% happy. He had to find something. But, for after a game like last night, I think you kind of expected a performance like this out of the team. Tad wasn't happy. He called guys in. I mean, even Josh Scott got a call this morning, and Josh Scott is like the holy child around here. So if Josh Scott's getting called in, Wes Gordon might have been the only one who didn't get called in. And it seemed like they responded very well to Coach's comments and the film they watched this morning. And they brought it. And you asked Josh Scott, and he said it's probably the closest thing they've had to a complete 40-point performance. So like Tad Boyle said, it's a great feel-good win for them going to Vegas.
And you like the way they put this performance together when you have 23 assists, just 6 turnovers, only 2 turnovers in the first half. On the other side, you look at Hampton, 4 assists as a team. So obviously they weren't playing team basketball. This kind of goes to why CU fans have really kind of embraced this team so far this season, the ability of these guys to play with each other.
Yeah, Dom Collier had twice as many assists as they did as an entire team. And as Tad Boyle said it very hiply, Josh Fortune was diming up everybody. So it's an exciting brand to watch. I mean, you've got Dom Collier making no-look passes under the basket to Torrey Miller for dunks, and they're making skip passes across for wide-open threes. And it seems like the whole team, it's been contagious to where they're just making the extra pass, seeing the floor so much better, and it just opens up everything. Everyone is getting open shots, everyone is taking open shots, and most everyone is making their open shots.
Torrey Miller with one of his best games as a Buff, 19 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks, second career double-double. I think he's still very much a work in progress, but to see him have performances like this against teams that really can't handle a big like him, it's an encouraging sign to see.
Yeah, I've been talking all year about how good he's been with tip-ins, and you see him get a tip-in early, and to me it kind of just put some confidence into him. And then you see him, he takes the top of the key jumper and knocks that down. Then he's doing the jump hook over the right. If he can, ever put all that together and make that consistent, you're talking about a great post player for you. And I don't even know if I ever expected him scoring 19 points. I, expected him to be an 8 points, 12 rebounds guy on his best night. So to see him put together that performance and be so aggressive was really good for him. And he talked about it after the game, saying that he kind of plays with a chip on his shoulder. He likes to play angry. We've seen the bad side of that, and now we've seen the good side of it.
Yeah, a little bit of a scary moment when he leaves the game and goes back to the locker room holding his right shoulder. He comes back into the game shortly thereafter. But Wes Gordon gets knocked out of the game with a knee injury, did not return. We didn't see him at the end of the bench late in the game. He went to get x-rays. Tad Boyle said he hopes it's just precautionary. Reading between the lines with Tad Boyle and him talking about the injury, it doesn't seem serious, but again, until you get the definitive results, no one's really going to breathe a sigh of relief until we find out.
Yeah, I mean, those doctors can always give an initial diagnosis, and so Tad Boyle's comments to me say that the initial diagnosis was good or not terrible, and so obviously they do have to go get those x-rays. And I guess it's a little telling to me that it's x-rays and not like an MRI or something where you're looking at ligaments and that sort of thing. So it seems like it's going to be okay, but if it's like a bone bruise in your knee, that's still going to keep you out a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I'm not a doctor, but I would originally expect the Buffs to probably be without him in Vegas.
And you wouldn't think if they suspected it was potentially like a torn ACL or something serious like that he would have been back on the bench at the beginning of the second half. So, again, we're not doctors, but it does seem like it might be something that holds him out for a little while, but not too long. Of course, everybody loves when this team gets out to a big lead and they start looking to the bench to try to figure out when Brett Brady and the rest of that group is going to come in at the end of the bench. It took a little while, and after the game, I'm walking right back into the press room, and there's a angry fan screaming at the media.
At me?
At you. Saying that we need to ask Tad Boyle about that. You did have a chance to talk to Tad Boyle about why those guys didn't come in the game earlier.
Yeah. I asked out of my own curiosity, not because I was bullied into it by anyone. But Tad just basically told me, he was like, you could tell in his mind he wishes he could get him in more too, but he basically said, those guys deserve more minutes tonight, and I wish I could get it to him, but we're about to go into, the meat of our schedule, and I've got a freshman point guard from Belgium who I need to get ready. I've got a guy like Keaton Gunizanic who I need to get ready. I've got a senior in Xavier Talton who deserves his minutes too because he's paid his dues. So he's like, yeah, of course, I would love to get those guys tons of minutes. On a night like tonight, everyone deserves more minutes. But he had to make a coaching decision, and his coaching decision was to kind of try and get guys more minutes and get them more ready for this Vegas trip and for conference play going forward.
Now going out to Las Vegas, you have a couple what you expect to be tough basketball games for this team before they really jump into conference play. This is when it gets real. I mean, this is a team that has done what they needed to do up until this point in terms of winning 10 straight games, third longest streak in program history. But now we really find out what this team is made out of.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for some real basketball. I mean, these last two games are so out of the realm that like Vegas isn't even paying attention to them. It's exciting to kind of get ready for some big-time games on some big-time stages. Get ready for Pac-12 play, even though this first game is not even going to be on TV in Vegas, which is a whole other issue in its own. But it's exciting to me to kind of see what this team has because we still haven't seen them play a great team since that first game against Iowa State, and I feel like anything can happen in that first game. They were working out kinks, so I'm excited to watch this team go play on some big-time stages and take on some big-time competitors.
8:30 tip on Tuesday night. Again, like you said, Ryan, no TV, so everyone's going to have to cozy up to the fireplace. Maybe listen to Mark Johnson in this game.
I told everyone that we need someone to Periscope it.
That would be a great idea. I would be on board with that, but I don't know how quickly they shut those down. Anyway, signing off from the Coors Event Center.